So I think I figured out the best way to play defense on 2K26. Now with the 2.1 patch, you may not be able to get those crazy bump steals, but you should be able to get well-timed on-ball steals and play decent defense. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys tips, strategies, and mechanics to playing better defense and getting those stops. So before we get started, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate the support. Without any further ado, let's get this thing going. All right, first let's look at our attributes. I want 89 perimeter, 83 steal, and a 76 block. With my cap breakers, I made my perimeter a 92, which gives me gold defense. So I get on-ball menace, gold. I get pick dodger and challenger on gold. I have an 83 steal, 2 cap breakers make it 85, but gives me interceptor on gold. Now for our physicals, to play good defense, you have to be somewhat fast. So 85, 83 may not be quick right now, but I use a specific takeover to increase my speed, and I'll mention that later on. But you need to be remotely quick to guard these guards that have a 92 ball handle, 92 speed with ball, whatever it is. You want to maybe cut them off and stay in front of them. And lastly, strength at an 85. Some people say strength doesn't matter. I disagree. I think having strength is important because it gives you that immovable enforcer badge on gold. That prevents people from blowing by you. Now let's talk about our badges. As you can see, max plus 2s. I have on-ball menace and immovable enforcer on red. These are legend. These 2 badges will help you play defense. One helps you keep the defender in a certain position and move them around, and immovable, like I said before, prevents people from blowing by you. If you cannot get this on legend, try to get it on gold with your max plus 1 or 2, or max plus 1 and make it Hall of Fame. But make sure you prioritize these 2 badges if you're thinking about defense. This really helps. All right, lastly, let's talk about takeovers. People say glue is a good takeover, and I agree. I agree glue is a good takeover, but I think it works best and it's most useful in 3s and 5s. Like playing 3s and playing 5s, glue works because you can play the passing lanes because the ball is being passed back and forth. You can get steals, all type of stuff, because there's a lot going on. There's more than 2 players on the court, so you have a lot of interactions and bumps and steals and lane steals. But when you're running 1s, I prefer using a Gatorade based takeover. And what I mean by that, a takeover like Jet, there's focuses on speed, agility, and vertical. Power Leaper, that's a good one. Powerhouse, this focuses on speed, agility, and strength. But I use Speedster because it gives you plus 8. As you can see, I get a 93 speed and 91 agility. That is very good on defense, and I prefer to use that over other badges. Now it's all subjective. You can use however, use these badges or use these takeovers, however you decide to use them. But for me, I think speed and acceleration makes a great defender. All right, so now you've seen everything required to play better defense as far as attributes, badges, and takeovers. So now I'm going to show you some gameplay so you can see all this stuff in action. All right, you guys see I have my Speedster takeover on. And one thing I like to do as a defender is kind of read the offense. See what he likes to do, see where his go-to moves are. Then I play defense based around that. Once you establish that, you kind of get the upper hand already. So knowing that he's a faster player, I'm pretty sure he's trying to drive to the goal. My job is to get that initial bump. See right here, boom, I got that first bump. Now I'm able to control where he goes on offense. So now I'm gonna have to push him away from the goal. Once you push him away from the goal, you already won half the battle. Just gotta stay consistent and stay locked in. So now that he has to retreat, he has no other choice but to go around me. Now boom, I'm gonna stop it right here. My job is not to run at him. If I run at him, more than likely he's gonna blow right past me. I have to beat him to the short corner. If I could beat him to the short corner, I'm able to get a stop, and I'm able to prevent him from moving further, and now I'm able to contest. My hands are up, I'm playing defense. He has no choice but to throw up a bad shot. So here's another example. I know he wants to drive. I get that initial bump, he backs up. I then run to the spot, I beat him, put my hands up, great defense. Now my strategy also works for taller builds at 6'8", 93 midi, 88.3, 88 speed. That tells me this person is a shooter. So initially I'm going up with this whole concept of, hey, I gotta play close. I'm not trying to get fried. I steal the ball off a lucky bump steal. I dunk the ball. Cool. He then goes to one of his go-to moves, the double jimmy to the 3. I keep that in mind as I'm playing defense, that's one of his go-to moves. It looks like he does that a lot. Here I overcommitted. I got blown by and I got dunked on. Now I gotta understand this dude's a shooter. I can't get beat off the shot, or I can't get beat by the drive. So now I make my initial drive. I hit him with a bump. I slide and I contest. I beat him to the spot so he throws up a bad shot. Now he's looking kind of desperate. He goes to that, you know what, the double jimmy. I remember that move, bro. I'm here. Now you have to switch it up on me to see if you can score. I'm playing aggressive. I'm running around. As you can see, it's 20-9. He's trying to find a bucket. I'm running around crazy. I got my takeover. He shoots a bad shot. That's good defense. Also, the same type of build, but he has a driving dunk, so I know he's going to the goal. So now I gotta stay in front. Can't give him too much space. Kind of get that bump steal. He's doing a lot of behind the backs, going left and right. I get the bump steal. That's how you score. Now I'm doing the same thing I did last time. He's going a lot behind the back. Beat him to the spot. He can't do anything. He's officially been locked up. All right, so this is the very last example. This is the best example. Look at this dude's attributes. He's green everywhere. But one thing we know how to do is play defense. So none of that matters. I would say he gets his first initial crossover and it puts us in animation. But after that, it's Clamp City. He hasn't done anything after that. So what I'm gonna let this portion of the video rock out and y'all enjoy, man. If you enjoyed this video, you like what you see, you learned something today, go ahead and give this video a like. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subbed to the channel, go ahead and sub to the channel, man. We're doing everything we can to teach people how to play this game, and I'm learning from y'all too. So feel free to drop those comments. Tell me what I could do better. Tell me your techniques and how you play defense or how you score, whatever it is. Let me know, because we out here trying to grind together. I greatly appreciate y'all for locking in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.